Okay, so welcome you all to this session from Stage Placement, so the University Career Service, and welcome to this session related and dedicated to the personal branding. We are here to discuss about this topic and how to enhance your curriculum and try to catch the recruiters' attentions on LinkedIn especially. And we are here with Mrs. Albertini and Mrs. Seri from SEPHORA Italia, LVMH. And so I just one little thing to in order, to go on with and to start with the presentation. Just please turn off the video and audio because after the presentation, I think we have a Q&A answer time. So you have the possibility then to submit your question to our presenters. So I leave the floor to you, and so enjoy the presentation.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Elisa.
you.
I am starting to share the presentation. Okay. Just one moment. This.
I see it.
Okay, but do you see everything?
No, I see the main screen.
Yes, just one moment. And now, is it better, Eli?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this webinar. We hope it will be useful for your professional future. There is no mathematical formula that ensures a winning CV, but there are definitely some tips and good habits that promise a good work. So let's see them together. Before starting, let me introduce myself. I am Francesca Seri. I am doing an internship in SEPHORA as the HR business partner. One of my main responsibilities is to follow all the selection process in order to ensure the best talents for our line manager. I am here with my colleague Elisa, and I give her the microphone.
Thank you, Francesca. Pleased to be here with you. My name is Elisa Albertini, and I am an employee experience specialist. I have three main topics I work on. The external communication, mainly on LinkedIn, the internal communication, and of course, the relationship with the university, such as today is a great example. I've been working for SEPHORA from 2016, so it's quite a long time. And let's go immediately to our agenda. Thank you, Francesca. Today we are going to go through 3 steps to give consistency. This will be the key word of our path today, to give consistency to your presentation to the companies you are aiming to work with. So we are going to talk about digital presentation through your resume, social presentation, so how to give consistency and on LinkedIn page, and how to interact with the company you are interested on LinkedIn, and the relation part, meaning the interview part. So we are going to give you also some quick tip on how to present yourself in the best way possible, even during an interview.
Yes, let's start with a question. How many seconds does a recruiter have to screen a CV? Feel free to write or speak. And Elisa, could you read for me?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Feel free to use the chat or to open your microphone. Just feel free to guess. How many seconds? 20 seconds. Davide, thank you. Ginevra, 30 seconds. 8 seconds, Elena. 5, Maddalena and Luigi. Okay, we are Okay, 15, Beatrice in the middle, 14 seconds, really precise, Federica, 15, Michela, 10, Marta, and Eleonora. Okay, so I think they quite get the right time, Francesca,
Yes.
didn't they?
Yes, it's from 20 seconds, from 10 to 20 seconds. It's not a secret for anyone that first impression matter, whatever they are in your personal life or in your career life. If you leave a bad impression, it's hard to change someone's opinion of you. So the same applies to your job search. The HR manager spends around 10 seconds scanning each resume. So you have to leave an amazing first impression. I could like to start from a quote that is useful to explain the sense of our path. First impressions matter. Experts say we size up new people in somewhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. The CV is a business card, a way to introduce yourself to the company you aspire and to the position of your dreams. For every big occasion, it is necessary to be prepared, and making a good impression helps you to decrease the distance between dreams and reality. The CV in this way is a hook that makes the recruiter attention stop on you. And since the selections involve a long, and in my case, by hand, screening process among many applications, it is the most important thing. Obviously, the impressions will have to be confirmed by the content in the next step, but every part starts with a single step. And so, as in every route, we start from the equipment that cannot be missed. So 3 formats and layout and 9 information. Then combining all these ingredients with your story, a great and unique CV is guaranteed. And so here we have three formats, and the choice depends on the type of the job you are applying for and your level of experience. Maybe during your professional lifetime you'll be able to use each of these. And so the first one on your left is the reverse chronological format. This is the most popular, of course, and is ideal for people who have work experience that is relevant for the position they are interested in. We started from the one that is present and then backwards. The second one is the functional skill-based format. If you lack relevant work experience because you are a student or a recent graduate, or you are looking for a career change, maybe this could be better because the focus is on the skills, and on top there are a summary. Then the third one is a combination of these two. It is a great choice for job seekers with a very diverse skill set, and for the ones that are applying for a top management position. In this case, you have the professional skills, and very useful to explain how you have achieved them in your career, and then the work experience, the most relevant ones. But later we will have a deep on this format. Then we have, sorry, I forgot to underline the importance of the layout. The layout is very important because a job recruiter notice at the first time. In fact, does it look organized or cluttered? Is it too short or too long? Just remember that a good CV is 1 page. And remember that Bill Gates has just 1 page of CV. So remember that great example. And of course, the format is really important, and an easy to read font. So at the same time, this sections, clear section and ample white space. So format and layout. Then we have 9 kind of information divided into 3 sections. So the header for bio and contacts, the section for your experience, both academic one and work professional one. And then the third section is about skills, hard skills and soft skills. For bio and contacts, yes, maybe it sounds obvious, but we are here not to take anything for granted. So make sure and do a double check of your mobile, your email, and yes, that's all. Because in this way, the recruiter can call you and have an interview, a phone interview with you. Otherwise, everything is useless. So name, surname, your job title, or your status if you are a recent graduate, or the position you are interested in. Your mobile, your professional email, no institutional or something very personal, but professional. Your address, it's fine if you just put the location where you live at the moment. And if you have a rule of LinkedIn, if you have an up-to-date profile on LinkedIn, or maybe a social media, if you have a portfolio, a very important portfolio, or a blog, if you are a writer, something useful. And biography, but a very short one, it's a summary. Then the photo is up to you, but just remember that if you put on your CV professional, and then that's all. Okay, we can skip on the experience. The experience is in this precise order. This is important because if you have work experience, the recruiter have to see it on top and not scroll down after the academic path. So work experience, and if present, so if you are actually working, the position, the job title you have, the company name, and where is located, because it's an important information for the recruiter. Achievement and responsibilities, it's very useful, bullet list. And then academic experience, project work, Erasmus, something like that. And then educational path, reverse chronological order is required. Indeed, and faculty name, university, years, and relevant courses. I just want to underline that there is not important if you don't have work experience. Just put a light on your educational path, on the courses you have attended, if they are linked to the company and the business you are applying for. For example, if you are interested in the retail business and you have attended some courses or some special projects at university, just show them on your CV. Otherwise, if you have work experience on top, you can talk about the same experience under a different light. I just want to give you an example. For example, if you are applying for a food company, it would be interesting if you have been a bartender or a waiters. Otherwise, if you are applying for an industrial company, maybe you can put your passion in the short summary. So different ways of showing who you are and describing yourself according to the company and to the business you are doing application. Of course, everything you put on your CV, it's a cue for a discussion in the next step. Then we have the section of skills and interest, and hard skills and soft skills are quite different. The difference is that hard skills are measurable. You can prove an hard skill by a register if you are an architect or a psychologist or a lawyer, or certification. So, for example, if you done the Cambridge or IELTS test, you have a certification, and then your level of English is proved. Otherwise, the languages should be in a section apart, and I suggest you to put the level of written, spoken, and listening skills, because they are not proved by an institutional test. Then we have the soft skills. They are relational, social, as leadership, critical thinking, and empathy. And then we have another section for hobbies and interests. Okay, we can clearly state, to sum up, that you can have only one CV in your professional career, but you have to customize it every time for the position and the company you are applying for. Yes, I know it's not easy to do a perfect resume, but I can swear to you that can make the difference. And so now let's practice. Let's see together some CVs we have received. They are real, so we don't show personal details. I would like to emphasize how there is no right or wrong, but how each CV, depending on how it is structured, can raise different questions on the recruited. Moreover, we are human, and as much as we can be aware of our bias, we can make mistakes. And that's why a good practice in SEPHORA is to involve multiple stakeholders in order to have a point of view that is as objective as possible. And so feel free to write down what can you spot in this CV for you.
Thinking on what Francesca just said regarding what we look for in a perfect, also called CV, and look into this one. If you were a recruiter, what would you appreciate and what you wouldn't? Yes, it's long. Okay, it's not. Sorry, there's someone speaking. Maybe we don't hear you. Okay, it's not easy to find important information. Yes, it's too long. Right. Too much written. Yeah, you get the point. It must be more schematic. Yes, even if the sections are not so bad. The layout is not clear. No bold words. Good, Margherita.
Really good.
No bullet point. Good, Elisa. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. You got the point, and we can say that there is a clear section division. So education, experience, language and certification, technical abilities, and additional info, but it's definitely too much written. There are no keywords, and it's really important to stop the recruiter attention on something. But yes, it's good because it's one page length, but we can say that there is something to do better. And then the other one. Just write down.
Same exercise. Here, maybe you want to have a look to, I don't know, no colors, right? Interesting, no colors. Have a good look at personal info. Even if they are covered, we let uncover some information. Personal interest, no focus on language skills. Okay, there is not a bio. Yes, Margherita. Nothing catches the eye. Yes. Place is birth, right, Ginevra? No soft skills. Okay, right. Only hard ones. And without certification, apparently. Okay. Yeah, Ginevra got 1 point.
Sorry.
Ginevra got right the personal info things that there's the place of birth,
yes.
Also date of birth. Yes, the date is not required, Beatrice, actually, and we don't look for it really, so you can not write down, but if you put it, it's not a problem actually, but we don't look at it.
Yes, to sum up, 1 page length, so it's really essential and it's great. Maybe we can suggest to do a more attractive template, but it's really fine. What we can suggest is we are missing address, and in this case is really important because maybe this person has a very international background because she studied in Prague and she's mother tongue Russian. She has a professional experience in Kazakhstan and yes too, but we don't know where she is right now, and maybe yes, she has done a master in Milan, but now where she is, I don't know. So spend a couple of words if you are actually abroad. Maybe you can say fully remote from Italy, based in Milan, or interested in international position. Just add something, quality information, because they are important for a recruiter. So place of birth, yes, is important, but no, in this case, because this profile, their CV is really interesting, but we don't know where she is at the moment. And then we are missing legal info. So English, Italian, French, but at which level for written, listening and speaking skill. So we are missing some information like that, but it's really a good example of CV. Then this one, feel free, of course, to say something about this.
Too long? Yes, of course. That's strongly evident. Is a small character. So it's both 2-page length and the character is really small. So it's about 3 pages if using a normal character.
Great. Great.
Yeah, too much written. Yes, too much written. Yes. Too long. Yeah. Anything else? ET's keys are under other information. Yes, Ginevra, correct. Okay, so you got the main point.
Yes,
It's true.
I can truly say that this is one of the greatest example of long but well done CV. This because the less you write, the less you do mistake. But in this case, it's 2-page length, but it's really great. What can I say is that great bullet point, use of bullet point, and the responsibilities are really well written. Otherwise, is too much written, for example, in the summary. It's not a summary, it's a cover letter, in my opinion. But what it's really important are keywords. Yes, bolden skills or something like that, because it's really important to stop the attention of the recruiter. But this is a great example of 2 pages CV, but I just want to say to you that it's really difficult to do something like this. So 1 page is simple, is simpler, and go to the point and straight to the point. So to sum up, be essential on your CV, and be careful of impersonal. So don't speak in first person. Be concise and schematic, and only significant experience. So don't go back in time and inconsistent experience. Use a professional photo if you want to put it. It's not required as for the birthday date, as Elisa said, because we are aware of some bias it can give a photo or the birthday, and reverse chronological order, because we are looking, we have to know where you are now at this moment. The privacy statement, yes, is a must, and keywords. Really be careful about keywords and examples. So don't put skills on a bullet point, but give examples. So attention is on too long CVs and irrelevant experience. The use of first person is forbidden because it's unpersonal, the CV, and unprofessional photo. And we are here to add value to your experience and to your life, to your backgrounds. So don't use preset formats as Europass. Is something back in time, and use a functional format. It's something more useful nowadays. And so.
Thank you, Francesca. And after some real CV, we are going to see some example of resume. These are fake, so we didn't cover the personal info, and we will also give you the website where we get those from, so you can go there and look from a format you like, and maybe combine a couple. How can we give soft skills example? We are going to see how we can give soft skills examples. I was reading a question, and in this first case, this is a proposal of a high school resume. So this person is a newly graduated. She or he doesn't have any work experience, and as let me see, Edera, nice name. Edera said, asked, here we can give some example of general skills on soft skills and examples like communication, verbal, written, public speaking. Lucas is in this case is talking about his way to say he's great in communication, and in this kind of layout where Lucas just stated some words like verbal, written, and so on, you can give an example. I am a person who loves, no, pardon, not I am. Francesca said not first person. For example, teamwork. I did during my university career, I did a lot of projects. I don't know, a lot of team projects. Indeed, I can say I'm great in teamwork. So it's really short explanation, really short example of why or where you act that specific skills, because these are something that the recruiter, especially if you have not any specific work experience, will ask to you. So you said in your CV you are a great teamwork and you did a lot of projects. Can you make me an example? This is a classic question during the interview. So this is a great format for a high school or a university newly graduated person. So you can focus on your skills and giving some examples. Of course, state your education career. And if you look at the really last part, languages and interests, is really also nice to use icons and graphics to grab the attention of the recruiter, because it's something we don't usually see on a resume. So this is a nice way to talk about your interests and make the CV more interesting. And the next one is graduate resume. In this case, the person has some work experience, but it's not really relevant for the company, or is not really the main thing he or she want to state. So the education part is before the work experience. I know that Francesca just said the work experience should be the first section, but remember that it's according to what you are going to present to the company you want to work with, and according to which are your work experience and education path. So if, for example, I've been worked for a cafeteria, it's great because maybe I did it during my career, my education career. So it means that I can handle many things together, but it's not the main thing I want to highlight when going to speak with Sephora. But it could be interesting if I'm going to an espresso. So in my resume, if I'm presenting myself to Sephora, the education will be first and the cafeteria experience will be second. But if I'm going to an espresso, I can switch the two sections maybe. So it's really interesting, and I know it's the difficult part of writing a resume, because you will not have only one resume. So it's really nice how Jane Doe divided the sections. Those is a little messy, maybe a little too full of information. He or she could also get a little lighter on some parts, but it's a really good example. And you can always mix what you do like in one format with another one. The last one is a more creativity one. Here, in this case, this John Doe has a minimum of work background. So the first part is dedicated to the work experience, and the part I want to underline in this case is the way he or she presented the skills. He did not divide it in hard ones and soft ones. Maybe sometimes it could be hard to really understand the difference, and if it's the case for you, just pull all together. It's okay. There's no problem. We are going to divide it for you while screening. But it's a nice way to show this level of specific tools he or she is able to use, and how performant he or she is with this kind of skills or tools. So this is a nice way to present yourself even in a more graphic way. And after seeing some nice example of neat resume, now we are going to show you 3 examples of what we can call outstanding resume. They're not, of course, the basic requirements, even because even writing a standard CV takes at least a couple of hours, and these ones we are going to see together. Takes I think a couple of days at least, and but they are meant for a special occasion. So the first one, and we are not hiding any personal information because there's a LinkedIn post, and there is the link in the presentation we shared with the university. So when you will get the slides, you can click and see directly. This person wanted to work with Amazon and give the CV inside an Amazon box with his name on, and inside there were these CV, this amazing way of presenting himself. He used a real graphic, the graphic of well, sorry. We all know, we can see on Amazon the graphic of a product. He's selling himself, literally. With your resume, you are selling yourself in a way, and he's selling himself with this great way to use the Amazon page. So each section is a real section if you compare to a product, and it's really nice and detailed. So if you look for each section is really detailed and is current with the content, especially if you see the review, what we will see usually in a product, the review, the stars under at the bottom. These are the resume of previous work and the previous manager. So this is a really nice way to present yourself to a company you really appreciate. And the next one is an underground. You can easily recognize the logo of underground. It's really fitting, and the way she presented herself through the metro lines, even giving a legenda where we can understand the blue one is personal data, the yellow one is I don't know, that interest, what her personal interest, and so on. Even if this one is really outstanding CV and really current with underground pattern and style, it's a real mess and not user friendly, not user to the grades for a recruiter. So we wanted to show you this kind of CV, this one specific CV, because it's not always a good idea to make something extremely particular, extremely detailed, extremely complicated. Sometimes it's better to have a black and white CV, really neat, really simple sections, but give all the information your recruiter needs to contact you. I don't even find the contacts here to contact you and to understand who you are and why you would like to work with us. The last one, but not the least, is not really about the CV, we are not seeing it, but it's how it was delivered. And I'm not using this word by case, because Lucas really delivered his CV, pretending to be a courier delivering a cupcake or donuts to get noticed and get a job in the Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, as you probably know, is a really competitive and a specific environment of work. So he had to find a really outstanding and creative way to get noticed by the recruiters and by the head of the company. So it was really innovator in this kind of way. So Francesca, now we have seen about the CV. Let's talk about LinkedIn.
Yes, thank you, Elisa. We are speaking about consistency between your digital and now social identity. So if you have an up-to-date profile that can add value to your application, make sure to include a link. And then some LinkedIn tips for you. It must be a consistency between CV and LinkedIn. For example, the last professional experience must be the same both in LinkedIn and both in your CV. I can assure to you that it's not so common. So update your profile and feed your feed, because LinkedIn is a social, of course, is a professional social, but you have to interact with the company or put some make some posts. It's really important to use it every day if you have a company of your dreams and you want to be hired by the company. So updated your background, professional and certification or educational, but also update certification. So if you have the IELTS one, or you are registered as an architect, please put on LinkedIn. And what is really important about LinkedIn, because it's a social, are referral and endorsement. Referral from your boss or your tutor are important, as well as endorsement from your peers on your relational and social skills. You will see how keeping LinkedIn updated will be easier if you have a well-made CV, because the information is the same with the plus of the community and the post activities. And so we skip to the third part, so the relational part, because if everything goes right, we have screening the CV, and then we have done a check on your LinkedIn page. We have a short list, and we have a phone interview or a face-to-face or a digital one. So I just want to share some tips, because experience will be important, and your confidence in interview will be natural every time more and more. But there are some tips that are really important to know before. So the standing is important, because the interview is a formal moment between two professionals, the recruiter and you. You are professional. So it's not about being a makeup artist, but about feeling comfortable to communicate also with non-verbal language. Be your greatest fan. So talk about what you know and what you are passionate about, because a recruiter will always start with what is said. So when you introduce yourself, please really show put a light on you and on your passion that you want, that you are able to master in an interview. Be natural and professional. Look at the camera, and it's really important, because we live in a digital world nowadays, and interviews especially now will be on digital platform, for example Zoom, Teams, and something like that. So eye contact can build a relationship between you and the recruiter. So look at it, and then maybe further in the step of the process, the selection process, you will have a face-to-face interview, but it's real also the digital one. And then be prepared, because prepare yourself, study the company and the website. Asking questions is a sign of interest. So don't be prepared only about yourself, but about the company, because it will put you on a great light for the company that is recruiting you. So that's all, and it's your turn now, and we have a Q&A moment. I can stop the sharing,
Yes.
maybe.
Yes,
What do you think about it? Okay.
I saw a raised hand, maybe. I don't see it now. Do we have to sign our CVs? No.
No, it's not required, because what is important is the GDPR, the privacy statement.
What do we have to put into the biography to the professional goal? Also, yes, Davide, not only what you are aiming to do, but also talking about yourself, a little presentation. What are you doing? What would you like to do? Of course. Which? Okay. Which one is more important, CV or cover letter? We're opening a big discussion on this one.
Yes, it's the big question, and the cover, just remember that CV is required and the cover letter is a plus. So if you want to write down a cover letter, please really customize it to the company and to the position, because I just speak for myself. I do everything on my own, and I'm not supported by a software. So I screen a lot of CV for any application, for every process. And so if you add a cover letter, please be careful, because if I am reading it, I just want to know something of you that I can find on your CV. So it's great if you write something, because you are dedicating your time to the application. And if you are doing this, show that to the company. And the why. Just look at Simon Sinek TED Talk. Start from the why. It's really important, because why is about the passion you have, the fire of you that is burning. So I want to see the fire in a cover letter. Otherwise, it's enough the CV.
Thank you, Francesca. And Ginevra is asking how to write in a third person without sounding weird. Yeah, that's difficult even for me to write in third person instead of the first person. I usually say I've done this, I've done that. It's not so easy, Francesca.
Could you repeat, because I can't.
Sorry. You can see the chat maybe. To write in third person, you said never write in first person, but always write in third. And Ginevra asked how without sounding weird, because we usually speak about ourselves like I did this, I did that. We never say Elisa said.
No, but no third person, but impersonal. It's quite different, yeah. Because we are speaking about responsibilities. So if you are describing your profession, what you are doing as HR business partner in Sephora, I can tell you, no, I am doing selection process, but selection process both for international and national position. In this way, nominal phrases, not impersonal, nominal
not use complex phrases, but just state maybe simple words, simple tasks.
Yes, not management of social media or management of the community or lead the analytical skills or reporting. Nominal, not impersonal, third person. It's really weird, third person, you are right, but impersonal.
Yeah, it's impersonal and not third person.
Yes.
Yeah. Michele asked, would it be okay to put an independent research experience under the Erasmus program in the working experience to prove that I gained research skills, that I can manage data, etc.? Yeah,
yes,
sure.
That's great.
Yes, indeed, it is a working experience, even if you did during Erasmus, which is meant to be educational. But indeed, it is a working experience, even if you do some job cases with some company during your university, you can state this kind of experience under working experience. Do recruiters usually like very colorful CVs or prefer simple black and white ones? Where Sephora, we always like black and whites with a touch of red. Sorry, joking.
But it's the same. What is important is the content, but colorful, yes, I appreciate them, but because it's an attention, it's a detail, but otherwise black and white is fine. Yes, of course. But maybe in my opinion, if you use colors, you can drive my attention in a very different way. So yeah, it would be useful. And yes.
Yeah, I agree with Francesca. Use colors, but in a mindful way and in a skinny way.
Yes.
So use colors, maybe stick to 1 or 2 maximum colors, not the rainbow ones. Of course, it depends on always on the company you are applying to, because if we are applying to Giotto, which is a colorful company because he made this kind of products, I like a lot. Of course, we are applying to a colorful company, so indeed it will be interesting. If you're applying to Sephora, with which color are black, white, and a touch of red, you can use this information to customize your CV and drive attention, as Francesca said, to specific parts you want to highlight. Elisa asked, the visual CVs are good for human eye, but not for the computer screen. For the basic CV is the vice versa. Yeah. What do you suggest to be in the safe side, as we don't know if the CV will be screened by a human or a computer? Okay.
It's really hard to answer because as a recruiter here, it's only human-based. So maybe a touch point between human-based and software-based screening curricula is keywords. Keywords are really important and are detected by human and the computer. So yes, I can say this because software works different in a very different way from human, but keywords are keywords.
I identified a really nice tip on Reddit, actually, looking for information about the perforism, because we as a recruiter actually keep looking for the best way to do the resume. A little trick is to write with hashtags or even simple the words in white, in little characters, so a human eye won't see that words on your CV, but a computer will screen them because he will see it. it will see it. So it's really nice tip on Reddit about how to make this to join the human eye and computer eye. Davide asks, what do you mean with endorsement and interaction with company on LinkedIn? Oh, nice. So maybe I can answer that.
It's your job, Elisa.
Yeah. So our research said that if you have interact with at least 10 persons working in a company, then after that you enter in that company, you are more able to get on the top than someone who didn't interact with person in the company. And this is simply because you are already at foot in the door. I don't know if the right translation in English, but I think you mean what I mean. You understand what I mean? So if you are interacting with the person that leave the company, you are already living a little of that company and understanding what's behind every step they make. Companies are giving a lot of more information on LinkedIn than before. So if there's something you are really interested into, get to the company page or the market page if it's more general interesting. Interact with company, meaning comment under their post, repost something you actually like about the company, because of course stay true, stay natural, stay adherent with yourself. But if you comment, add of course likes, but especially comments, LinkedIn is not working like a lot of with the likes. It's more about interaction, real interaction, like comments or sharing, and add your personal opinion on what the company shared and said. This way, and also, of course, interacting with person in the company. I mean, not stalking, but if I, for example, share a TED talk, I don't know, you can comment and see, oh, I saw you on university yesterday. I really like this TED talk, is interesting, blah blah blah, and I maybe answer you and so on, and maybe you can ask a question about the company and so on. So this is a nice way to get noticed on the company. Okay, Ginevra is asking, is it preferable to avoid writing experiences such as babysitting, even if done in a company with a contractor?
It's hard to say, but what can I say is that if you have a regular contract, you can put this experience as a professional one. Otherwise, what can I suggest to you, Ginevra, but as everyone else, is to put the light on the skills you have achieved with this through this experience. So maybe what flexibility, dynamic, or stress management. Maybe I should put in the summary the characteristics of your personality that are linked to this experience. So a different way to say that you have a background as a babysitter, but what skills you have achieved and improved in this experience maybe could be more interesting. But if you have a regular contract, yes, you can put as a professional experience. Yes, if you have done in other way, I shall suggest to put as skills acquired.
And then Chiara, is it worth to insert an experience as an au pair in my curriculum?
Yes, of course. It's really, really important because you are both working and abroad. So it's an international experience. And while you were working. So it's really important. Yes, of course.
Which are the best website to create CV? Well, I used Canva, which is free, and I think it's 99% of people use Canva or Word, but I do not suggest using Microsoft Office. Actually, so Canva is really, really nice, easy to use. A lot of features are for free, so you can really use Canva in a best way. Or you can download maybe a format from the website we showed you previously, and you will find in the slides. So do not worry to look for it. So you can download formats or use Canva. I really love to combine more than one format, so Canva maybe would be the best. What kind of hashtags would you suggest, Idera? So about hashtags, hashtags are meant to underline, to highlight keywords. So it's the same way, is the same of getting on the bold, of using bold on some words. So for hashtags, you can use the role you are applying to, the work experience you had, skills or specific tools you used, whatever you think it's important for a recruiter or for a machine to detect on your CV. So it's not like Instagram, you use pick of the day or something like that. It's not like this. It's not meant for this scope. It's meant for highlight something about yourself and your CV. So it's really personal, and depending on who are you applying to, and what are you interested in, and what are your skills. For international students with less than 2 years experience from their home country, are there any specific highlight to mention? Less than 2 years experience from their home country, yeah. Sorry.
No, just say it. In my opinion, you can highlight the fact that you are international, and it's quite a plus for a company. And it's not about the experience, but it's about your attitude and your skills. It makes the difference, really. I speak for Sephora, but I hope to speak for other companies. So you are an international student, and you must highlight the language you speak, but also the flexibility you have achieved in this time abroad for home, not only for the distance, but for the culture, because you are in another culture, and so it requires a lot of fatigue. So you can really say a lot. No, sorry. The fact that you are an international student can say a lot of you. And so put on top this.
Yeah, you can state, for example, in the bio, why you take this chance to go abroad. Your bio you can highlight your intention, the meaning of you traveling and studying abroad instead of staying at home. So you can really use this information to get noticed. Okay, since we do not have any more questions, we also we are in time, I think. Yes.
And thank you too. You're welcome.
Thank you to you. You can, of course, reach us on LinkedIn, and if you have more questions, don't hesitate to write to us. And we will share. We already shared the PDF version of our presentation with the station placement office, so you can ask. Oh, sorry, Elisa, you're here.
Yes, I'm still here. I was listening to your intervention. Yes. So thank you for your presentation and thank you for the PDFs or the presentation. I will give to the students who need and who would like to see and to revise this presentation and your intervention. So thank you for your time and
thank you to you.
The pleasure was ours.
And so thank you all
Thank you.
for the session placement, and I think we can stop here and we can say have a good evening and night. Okay.
Thank you. Wish you the best. And
Thank you.
Keep in touch and see you soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.